Hi, everybody. Today we're going to read a book about the hospital. You might be hearing a lot about the hospital on TV, and that might be making you a little bit scared. Maybe you know someone in the hospital, or maybe you've been to the hospital before. Sometimes when we think about going to the hospital, it makes us feel a little bit scared, and that is totally okay. Today we are going to read a book called Harry Goes to the Hospital. It's about a boy named Harry and his bunny Barney, and he is sick and has to go to the hospital for a little bit. And at first, he's really scared. And then he realizes that there's a lot of nice people there. So today we're going to read Harry Goes to the Hospital. The night Harry got sick, his mom made his favorite dinner, macaroni and cheese. Harry got a tummy ache after one spoonful and told his mom he wasn't hungry. She knew right away that something was wrong, because Harry wouldn't turn down macaroni and cheese in a million years. "Why don't you go upstairs and lie down?" she said. "One of us will be up in a minute to check on you." As soon as Harry got upstairs, he started throwing up. He threw up so many times that it scared him because he'd never done that before. His dad called to the doctor and asked him what to do. Dr. Walker said to take Harry to the hospital emergency room. That's where you go when you need to see a doctor right away. And there he is, and you can tell he's not feeling very well. And then his mom called the doctor, which is what you do sometimes. Harry had never been to a hospital, and he was scared about what would happen to him once he got there. His mom told him that the doctors and nurses would do everything they could to make him feel better. Harry hugged his dad tightly. "Are you going to leave me there?" asked Harry. "No, of course not," said his mom. "The doctors will give you some medicine and make your vomiting stop. Your dad and I will stay with you until you're okay." That made Harry feel a lot better. Once they got to the emergency room, the first person Harry met was a nurse. She weighed him and took his temperature, just like nurses did at Dr. Walker's office. She also gave Harry a special bracelet with his name on it. One of the cool things about going to the hospital is you do get a paper bracelet and it has your name on it. It's really kind of cool, and doctors and nurses can scan the bracelet so they know who you are. So no matter where you go in the hospital, they know your name, how old you are, and sometimes they can scan it and find out what's wrong with you too. The emergency room was really busy. Doctors and nurses were running all around. There were beeps and strange sounds coming from weird-looking machines. Some of them reminded Harry of his older brother's video games. There were also lots of people in the hospital beds. There were more sick people than Harry had ever seen. It made Harry feel kind of nervous, but his dad explained that these machines are there to help doctors take care of sick people. "Where's Barney?" he cried. "Don't worry, he's right here." His mom reached into Harry's overnight bag. Having Barney around always made Harry feel better. And there's all the sick people. Sometimes when you're in the emergency room, you're not the only one there. There may be some other sick kids there or sick adults. But also, this is cool, you're allowed to take in stuffed animals in the hospital to make you feel a little bit better. Maybe you have a stuffed animal you'd bring if you had to go. "Hello, Harry," said a woman with a big smile. "My name is Dr. Meadows, and I'm going to give you a checkup like your doctor does in his office." Harry wasn't too sure if he liked this new doctor. Dr. Walker always says hello to Barney and asks how he's feeling too. So Harry's mom asked the doctor if she could check Barney too. "Is Barney sick?" said Dr. Meadows as she gently pushed down on Harry's tummy. Harry nodded his head and then looked down. "I think maybe Barney and you have a bad case of the stomach flu," she said. "Your body needs some water to make you feel better." "How much do I have to drink?" asked Harry. "Well, we don't want you to drink because you may throw it up. So we're going to give you water through a tiny needle in your arm called an IV." We're going to learn all about IVs in the next page. They can seem scary, but they're not so scary. They help us get better. Harry hugged Barney tighter and started to cry. He told his mother that he didn't need an IV, and he promised Dr. Meadows that he wouldn't throw up anymore. Harry hated all the new things that were happening, and he just wanted to go home. Harry's mom cuddled Harry for a while and explained that Dr. Meadows wouldn't give him an IV if he didn't need it. Dr. Meadows told him that the needle part would feel like a sharp pinch, but it would only be in his arm for a few seconds. And that part, then a soft plastic tube would go in, where water could go into his body. And that wouldn't hurt at all. Dr. Meadows suggested to Harry's mom to tell him a story to help him think about something else while she put in the IV. Sometimes when we're in the hospital, doctors have to do things to us that we don't think is very fun, or we might think might hurt for a minute. And that's okay, because it's all part of them helping us feel better. And know that the doctors and nurses at the hospital are very nice people who are just trying to make you feel better. Harry closed his eyes as his mom told him a story about their summer vacation at the beach. The rolling waves crashed on the shore. The sun was hot, and the cool water felt wonderful when Harry jumped in the ocean. Seagulls soared overhead as Harry ran and played on the beach. Harry dug his fingers into the wet sand and buried his dad up to his neck. Look at that. Sometimes when we have to do scary things, it's nice to think of a nice memory. A nice memory that we can go back there for a little bit. And then things aren't so scary. By the time Harry's mom was done with the story, Dr. Meadows had finished putting the IV in. The needle didn't hurt a bit, but it didn't hurt near as bad as he thought it would. She taped his arm to a plastic board so the IV would not fall out. It sort of felt stiff to Harry, and he couldn't move his wrist. But it didn't hurt him at all. Dr. Meadows talked to Harry and his parents. She said she wanted Harry to rest in the hospital for a day or two. That way, they would be sure he was feeling better. Harry didn't like the idea of staying in the hospital, but he was glad that his mom stayed with him the whole time. He closed his eyes and went to sleep. When Harry woke up from his nap, his mom was sitting in the chair next to his bed, but his dad wasn't there. "Where's Dad?" Harry cried. "Oh, honey, he had to go home to be with your brother and sister. Grandma came over to watch them when we brought you to the hospital, but she needed to leave. Dad, we will be back tomorrow, but remember, I'll be with you all night." Sometimes it's nice when we're in the hospital, and our mom or our dad can stay with us the whole time. Sometimes they even bring a little bed for mom or dad to sleep next to you, and then we don't feel alone. That's one of the cool parts about hospitals. Just then, two people came into the room. "Hi, Harry. My name is Dr. Parks, and this is Sally Jenkins. Sally is a student doctor. She'll be working with me to make you better." Harry didn't like having to meet so many people. Everything kept changing. He was glad Mom was there, especially when she stroked his hair and scratched Barney's ears. "They aren't going to give me another IV, are they?" asked Harry. "No, sweetie," said his mom. "The one you have is working fine." Harry tried to be brave and lay there for the new doctors to listen to his heart and push on his tummy. Even though he did what the doctors asked, Harry was not feeling very brave. Sometimes in the hospital we have to meet a lot more people than we're used to meeting in one day. And that's okay, because they're all very nice people that are trying to help you feel better. That night, Harry had trouble falling asleep. His mom asked him what was wrong. Harry said he was worried that he got sick because he hit his brother when they were fighting the other day. Harry's mom kissed him on the forehead and said that no one gets sick because of something they did or didn't do. She said it was no one's fault if a person gets sick. Harry smiled and closed his eyes. When Harry woke up the next morning, another new person was standing at the foot of his bed. He was carrying a tray filled with tubes. "Oh no," thought Harry. "Hi, Harry. My name is DJ. I'm here to do a blood test. Harry got nervous and hugged Barney tightly. This is just a finger poke, Harry, so it will only hurt for a second. Harry believed the doctor because in Dr. Walker's office, his finger pokes didn't hurt that much. But Harry was tired and didn't want anyone else bothering him. Sometimes in the doctor's office we can get more tired than usual because it might be hard to sleep in there. But know that the people are just trying to help. And see, look at him. He looks so nice. When DJ left, Harry felt thirsty and the nurse gave him a cup of juice. He just took a few sips and then threw up. His tummy began to hurt a lot, so the nurse called Dr. Parks. After he checked Harry, Dr. Parks said he wanted to get an x-ray of Harry's tummy to see what was making it hurt so much. Harry had never heard of an x-ray. Will it hurt? No, Harry. An x-ray is a special picture that lets us see inside your body. The one that we use for tummy aches is called a CAT scan. The machine that takes a picture looks kind of funny, sort of like a big donut, but it won't hurt you. Harry wondered what cats were doing in the hospital, but Dr. Parks said CAT scan was just a funny name that doctors used for the machine. Harry's nurse took him to the x-ray room in a big wagon. They had to go slowly, but the nurse said Harry could pretend he was a race car driver speeding around the track, and he made engine sounds and waved to the other kids as he went by. Harry thought it would be scary inside the CAT scan machine, but there was plenty of room, and the nurse talked to him the entire time. That machine right there is called a CAT scan machine. See, it kind of looks like a donut. It goes around, and then there's a table, and then it pushes you through. It's kind of fun, but you have to sit really still. When Harry's CAT scan was done, Dr. Parks said his tummy was okay. A few hours later, Harry's dad came back with balloons and a get well card from his brother and sister. Harry liked that. Harry was thirsty again. This time he drank some apple juice, and he didn't throw up. Harry liked that even more. Harry slept for a little while and woke up when a nice woman named Ellie came in. Ellie told Harry that she was a child life specialist. Her job was to play with kids and help them with their feelings about being in the hospital. How are you today, Harry? Harry says, my tummy doesn't hurt anymore. There's Ellie. And then Dad came with some balloons and a bunny for Barney and Harry. And there's the card that his brother and sister made. That's great. I have some hospital toys I wanted to show you. I've got a stethoscope, a thermometer, a light, even an IV. Lots of kids use them on our doll. This doll is called Dr. Bob. Would you like to play with him? Harry smiled and began to give Dr. Bob a checkup. After he listened to his heart with the stethoscope and felt Dr. Bob's tummy, he reached for the IV. Most kids don't like getting needles because they're afraid it might hurt, said Ellie. Harry stuck the needle in Dr. Bob's arm and said, I'm sorry, Dr. Bob, but you're very sick, and you need to get an IV. It will help make you feel better. Ellie talked for Dr. Bob. Then how come it hurts? Ellie could tell that Harry liked playing hospital with the instruments. She told him that Dr. Bob has gotten lots of needles, since most kids like giving him an IV. Harry played with the doctor tools for a long time. Not only did Dr. Bob get an IV, he also needed a blood test, he also needed to eat chicken soup, and he really wanted a slice of pepperoni pizza. Dr. Parks stopped by when Ellie left. He said that Harry could go home in the morning if he didn't throw up anymore. That brought a big smile to Harry's face. Harry had a good night's rest. Oops, I almost forgot the picture. So there's the toy Dr. Bob, and then there's Ellie. And he's checking them all out. Harry had a good night's sleep and woke up feeling much better. He even got to eat pancakes. After breakfast, the nurse came in to see him. Harry, I have good news, said Dr. Parks. You're ready to go home. I came in to take out your IV. It's not going to hurt when I take it out, is it? No, Harry, it comes out so fast and you'll only feel a tiny pinch, said Dr. Parks. Do I get a Band-Aid when it's done? Absolutely. As Harry left the hospital, his mom and dad said that they were proud of him for being such a brave boy. Harry smiled and felt very proud. He realized that a hospital doesn't have to be a big, scary place. Being a doctor is a good job, Harry thought, as long as no one throws up on you. And that is Harry Goes to the Hospital. It's nice to talk about things that scare us. Have you ever been to the hospital? If so, were you scared a little bit? I've been to the hospital, and the first few times I went, I was scared a few times. But that's okay, because now I realize that people are so nice, and they're just there to help you. It is so nice that we live in an awesome country with great doctors and nurses who help us get better. I hope all you guys have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.